Hello, how are you? I hope you're having an absolutely amazing, phenomenal day so far. Today, I am like stupidly excited about this video because let me quick backstory. My husband and I got together in our very early 20s, and when we got together, we probably had about $20,000 in debt. How? We were like 20 and 21. How did we accumulate that much debt since 18? Regardless, we had to figure out how to survive, how to pay that off before we had kids, before we bought a house, before we could like really do anything. And there were a bunch of things back then that were huge money savers for us that even now are still huge time and money savers. So I'm excited to share all those with you. But before we get into it, let's first have a word from today's sponsor, Caraway. Of course, we've got to start with an unboxing. This is a dopamine rush straight to my brain. The Caraway cookware set comes with a 10.5-inch fry pan, a 4.5-quart saute pan, a 6.5-quart Dutch oven, I've always wanted one of those, and a 3-quart saucepan, a few cork trivets. There's little organizers. And a cleaning eraser. And the pot and pan holders are magnetic. In another box, we have the lids. The lids are already in their lid holder. Okay, come on, we gotta organize all of this stuff. It is so gorgeous, and then we're gonna make some toad in the holes. And if you don't know what a toad in the hole is, I'll show you. Caraway ceramic cookware is non-toxic, non-stick, cooks evenly, and cleans easily. Literally everything you can ask for in pots and pans. I think we like them here closest to the stove, so I'm gonna see if I can get the lid holder to hold in this cabinet. It appears to fit absolutely beautifully in a standard size cabinet. The set also came with these adhesive hooks and a canvas holder for the 3 included lids, which actually fit all 4 pots and pans. The set is also oven safe up to 550 degrees Fahrenheit and works on every cooktop, even induction. Important things about your ceramic cookware is that you do want to preheat it about 90 seconds. You're going to want to stick to medium as the highest temp on this to prevent anything from burning, and it'll preserve it for the longest possible. Wood, cool. Silicone, cool. Metal, not cool. Cut a hole in the middle of a piece of bread and toss that in. I didn't even add any oil or butter to this pan. We're just testing it straight. It is clean though. And we call this toad in the hole, but I know there's a bunch of other nicknames for it. Oh my god, that looks better than it normally does. Look at this. I didn't even put oil or butter in the pan. And Caraway's non-toxic ceramic coating far exceeds others on the market. Totally free of potentially toxic materials such as PTFEs like Teflon, PFAs, lead, cadmium, and other toxic materials. Taste test. So overall, first impressions of them, they're beautiful. They come with their own organizational unit that could be stored in a drawer underneath a cabinet, very easily reconfigured in all sorts of different ways. They come in so many beautiful colors. They're non-stick, easy to clean, most importantly, non-toxic, and they would make an amazing gift. Newlyweds, somebody that just bought their new house, somebody that you love enough to gift them something that's like actually nice, that's something that they're going to have for years. It's just, I've never considered leaving pots and pans on the countertop, but I actually might. Of course, I'll have a link and code down below in the description box and in the pinned comment. Our code is only valid for 14 days. But huge shout out to Caraway for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get back at it. So glad to have you back. So since we're already in the kitchen, let's start in the kitchen. As I'm going through everything though, I'll give you the idea of like why it's a time waster and what we do instead, because with some of these things, you can just entirely stop buying it. You don't even need to replace anything. But with other things, you need to replace it with something that's going to do you better. That's what she said. So let's jump in to number 1. That would be specific kitchen gadgets like the apple slicer, the pineapple core, the quesadilla maker. These are all things that we thought when we were buying them were going to be helpful, that they were going to be time savers, that we wouldn't need to dirty a knife and a cutting board to cut an apple, but instead we could dirty this weird thing that's really hard to clean and a cutting board in order to cut an apple. But then other things like a quesadilla maker, those specialty appliances are incredibly hard to maintain. Usually the plates don't come off for you to be able to wash them. You have to like wipe them because all of the electronics are still attached. I love avocados. I want one of those little avocado scooper things. It's gonna deep hit it, it's going to slice it, it's going to be magical, right? You don't need that. All you need is a knife to pop out the pit and then you squeeze. So they take a lot longer to clean. I have to figure out how to store them, and they don't solve a problem. They create a problem. They cost money and they take up storage space. I have to maintain these things. So instead, when you go up to the wall of kitchen gadgets, ask yourself, do I already have a tool at home, most likely a knife or a spoon of some sort, that can handle this task for me? And then say no to the kitchen gadget. The next thing that I no longer buy is disposable dishware for home use. And even for party use, if I have enough place settings already, then I'm gonna use like normal dishes. You're gonna get like a good plate, you're gonna get good silverware. I don't mind doing the dishes after you. Actually, I take that back. I do. I hate washing the dishes, but I don't mind washing the dishes more than spending. Have you seen how much paper plates cost right now? They're super expensive. You never have what you need in stock. You have to manage the trash. You have to manage the inventory of it. And really the only time I ever use it is for larger parties, in which case I might go out and get something that's themed. That's cute. Do we still have disposable dishware in our house? Of course we do. We still have a bundle of paper plates because there are going to be those times that we order pizza and we just don't have the energy and the time to be able to do it all. And it's okay, but we use them so sparingly because every time I take one out of the cabinet, I just imagine money being thrown out the window, being thrown in the trash, literally. Okay, moving into the last thing in the kitchen, it's gonna be those damn plastic baggies. And man, I got myself one of those little baggie organizers too. I was so excited about it. I went and I stocked it all up with all the sizes, and then I was like, I don't use most of these sizes. So I bought a couple of these reusable snack bags. There are an astronomical amount of brands that have sandwich bags on Amazon. I actually found these on a website, I think it was called Nikki's Diapers, because they were $3.75 each on clearance. If they are still on clearance, you know, I will link them down below. I'll link anything that I suggest otherwise down below if I have any more. But what's great about these is because they're plastic lined, it doesn't get all soiled on the outside. To wash them, all I do is flip them inside out. If I want to wash the outsides of them, they have not gotten yucky on the outside yet, yucky. They hold the snacks for a couple days before going stale. So if you're somebody that, yeah, I put a whole bunch of pretzels in my kid's bag and then she didn't eat them that day, so then I just kept them in her backpack for the next day and she ate them the next day. They were still great. So I highly suggest reusable snack bags, but if it's something that could get mooshed, like fruit of some sort, then I use those containers because they have a structure, or I could use these sandwich containers. So these sandwich containers, I'm not a huge advocate of plastic. Reusable plastic, not single serve plastic. It is a little bit better. And I can't necessarily, I have sent glass to school with my kids, but like I shouldn't. I don't even think they make glass sandwich containers, do they? These come from like, you know when you're walking through the grocery store and in the aisle there's like that little strip of something and you can pull it down, it's like overpriced crap? That's these. They're super helpful. I've saved so much. I've saved so much money not having to buy so many damn sandwich bags. I'm sure that you're realizing that there's a bit of a pattern here. We need things that are going to save us money, not have to be inventoried or managed in our house, and it's gonna save us time because of that. Moving into the laundry room, this one's actually a big one for us. This is probably one of the areas that saved us the most money, and that was just streamlining our laundry. You don't need 15 different products to do your laundry and to have your clothes come out smelling clean. We were buying a regular laundry detergent, but also the one for dark clothes, and then the little color catchers in case something red, because I used to work at Target. Scent boosters for the washer, scent boosters for the dryer sheets, bleach, vinegar. I really only buy like 2 of those things now. I do have some stain removers, and then I have my laundry soap, OxyClean, and vinegar. That's it. That's all I feel like I ever need. My clothes come out super duper clean. Everything is stain free. Why are we spending so much money to make our clothes smell good when we're going to put on a cologne or a perfume or a body spray anyway, or even your deodorant may smell good enough? I hope these are useful for you. I hope that I've talked you into not buying something at this point, because I feel like all I ever do is talk you into buying things. Maybe it's a little turn of events for us. It really has a lot to do with decluttering. We don't need to maintain all of these items in our house. We just don't need it. We don't need it. Oh, okay, this next one is something that I thought that I needed until I got into essential oils. I am not into essential oils anymore. We are not about to go down that road. I am not pushing essential oils, and if you are into essential oils, that's amazing. I do still have some, and I do enjoy a couple of them very infrequently. However, I do have one thing to thank essential oils for, and that is a good hard look at my medicine cabinet, because when I got into essential oils, I was like, dang, I could replace all of this medicine with natural medicine. And so I got rid of everything, and then I had to start repurchasing things. So now I know exactly what I need. I'm not saying that I don't buy medicine anymore, but I don't buy it just in case. And it's not even just medicine. It's like anything that you would have in your medicine cabinet. I don't have it in case something happens. When was the last time you wrapped a wound with gauze and bandages? You didn't. You took somebody to the doctor, right? So we don't need that. We need normal sized band-aids and antibacterial, and we need basic stomach medicine and headache medicine. And again, medicine is so expensive and it expires. That's another big issue with it, is if you don't use it within typically 6 months to a year, it's expired and it's trash. So year after year, I've gone through. In January, it's part of Project 52. If you're following Project 52, 52. That's 52 weeks to declutter 52 things. We post a new reel or short every single Sunday when I can. I am back on track with that. I fell off track for a minute and I was posting them a little bit later in the week. I am so sorry, but I am back on track for that. Each of the tasks take like 15 minutes or less, and it declutters something in your home. And the medicine cabinet was one that we did in January. So be sure to hit subscribe before you leave so that you don't miss out on Project 52 and any of these other future videos, because this is just part one. I know that I could do this probably 15 times over. All right, this next one, I think this next one's going to surprise you, but I don't buy disposable feminine products any longer. So what do I use instead? I use period cups, period panties, those washable period panty liners. They are magnificent. And you may not be on board with it. I know you're probably a little bit scared about it right now because you think it's gonna be a bloodbath. It's really not. There is a slight learning curve. I would say if you're more of a tampon user, you're going to really like the cup. I cannot tell you enough amazing things about a period cup. You can wear them for 12 straight hours. That means you no longer have to excuse yourself from wherever you are during the day to go take care of your lady business. I don't wear my period cup 24/7 though. I wear it during the day for like that 12 to 14 hours, and then at night I just have period panties. If you're more of a pad type of a gal, then you might like the reusable pad liners. Get them on Amazon and they're freaking fantastic. I will note though, if you use fabric softener, it's gonna put a coating on it, make them not absorbent. So get rid of the fabric softener. Back in like step number 3. Both are very easy to clean and maintain. There's not gonna be a bloodbath. I promise there's not. Well, okay, I can't promise that. One time I dropped the cup. They even make period swimwear now. I have not tried that out. If you've already tried, let me know. Let me know how that works out. I imagine they're super tight around your legs and your waist so that nothing can escape. Okay, so that brings me down to the very last thing on the list, and that would be fast food. Daryl and I realized that when we were trying to really break down our budget and see where we were spending money, that food was such an astronomical category for us, but more specifically fast food. So then we had to action plan, like what are some things that we could make that would be easy for us to pack or easy for us to eat on the go. And a lot of times that was just a decent amount of leftovers. So instead of making a dinner for 2 at night, we were making a dinner for 4. That way we had leftovers for lunch the next day. The other excuse that we were using is that we were just hungry when we were out and about, so let's just stop and get. You know, like it's that let's just stop. It's not built into your budget, and now you've just spent $20, $30 feeding a couple people or a whole family because you got your kids in the car too, and obviously you can't get yourself something without also having to get them something. It adds up so quickly and it just wasn't necessary. So you know what I do? I keep car snacks. I freaking love car snacks, and I keep decent options, and I try to keep like a handful of each of these options in my car at all times. So I generally have something that's healthy. Usually it's a granola bar. I usually have something that's sweet. It's usually some caramel filled chocolate. I usually have something that's spicy, like Takis. So I have a variety of car snacks that can hold me over, that can hold the kids over, because, you know, as soon as they get in the car after school, they say that they're hungry, and that's another trigger for stopping for fast food. We have saved literally thousands. I gave up fast food like 15 years ago. I still have like a couple that I'll visit every once in a while, like Sonic for a slushie. I generally just go for beverages because I really like myself a specialty drink. So that's kind of like where we're at for the entire list, is that I don't want you to just be doing stuff. I'm not a minimalist. I never want to be a minimalist. I don't even want to say the word. I like to have the things that I want, but I don't want to spend the money on things that I think that I need. Instead, I would rather spend the money on things that we want, and it's proved to do that. Like, we have literally saved so much by doing these things that it's afforded us multiple vacations. Daryl and I were talking about it, and with these 7 things that I told you, we estimated that we saved probably about $200 a month. And imagine $200 a month over the course of an entire year. That's $2,400. Do you know what you could do with $2,400? You could pay off a debt, you can go on a vacation, you could buy yourself that new fancy appliance that you've been waiting for, you can revamp your entire wardrobe, you can fly out to Vegas and party it up for an entire weekend, and you achieve that by not buying plastic baggies and scent boosters. Okay, so that's it. That's everything that I have for you today. I hope it saved you money. A huge thank you to Caraway for sponsoring today's video. I will have a link and code for them at the top of the description box and down in the pinned comment. Aren't they just, they're gorgeous, right? The gold. I about died when I saw the gold. The white and the gold, oh my God, but it was so hard to pick because I kind of really wanted the sage one. Huge shout out to all my patrons for making videos like this possible. You all rock my socks off. Love you all so damn much. I'll see you next time. Bye.